Hey y'all, Phyllis here, southernfrugal.com. Well, this is going to be a little bit of a different video, and I guess you noticed from the title, sometimes bad things happen. And we had our share of them, right, in the last couple of days. Mr. Bucky's going to talk in a minute, too. All right, so day before yesterday, I took Steely and Peppy in for their yearly shots and physical, and they check them all over and everything. And remember, Peppy is 20, and how old is Steely now?
About 12.
He's 12. I guess he'll be 13 in next May, I think. Anyway, so everything went well, and but she was looking at Steely's teeth, and she said, I think he's got an abscess on this tooth. And sure enough, he did on one of his lower teeth. And she said, well, first I asked, well, do you think he's painful? And she said, well, yes, I do. And I had noticed him for a couple of times recently when he was eating dog food, he would chomp down, he would jump back from the bowl. Remember seeing him do that?
Right.
Yeah. And just, 2 or 3 days earlier. So anyway, she said, well, we could probably wait a month, and she would just give him pain medicine. And I said, well, how soon can we do it? And she said, well, we can probably do it tomorrow morning, 8 o'clock, if you can get him here. And I said, well, yeah, I can get him there. So we definitely wanted to do that and, get it over with. And the reason we did is because we were planning to leave for the beach at Edisto State Park, where Mr. Bucky was lucky enough to get reservations. And we had been trying for some time to get reservations really all summer, right?
Right.
And finally we got them starting Monday, September the 5th through the 9th. So we were real excited about going to the beach and taking the dog. So anyway, I went ahead and took Steely to get that one tooth extracted and get his teeth cleaned. And so when I went to first of all, the vet called me. And by the way, we did change vets. Our new vet is Dr. Lori, and she's only about 20 minutes from us. So anyway, she called and said that she'd cleaned his teeth and extracted the tooth. He also had a little mole, like right in there at his arm, and it was real pink, and we went ahead and had that lasered off. And so she said he was doing fine, except that his trachea, wasn't that what she called it? The trachea, the tube that you breathe through, was really super little. And she said she finally had, because they have to put them to sleep and put the breathing apparatus in their throat. And she said she had to use a tube that was for a 4-pound dog, and he weighs, 11 pounds, I guess. And so, of course, Steely he's a rescue dog, and so he was debarked, I call it, by the kennel owner. And so that happened several years ago. Anyway, Dr. Lori said that he had developed some scar tissue there, and it might be difficult for him to breathe for a couple of days, and sure enough, it was. But anyway, he's fine now. But anyway, so I had to go pick him up. But before I picked him up, we had another appointment with Scott, our real estate agent, to relist the house with him. Had to sign new contracts and everything. And so in the meantime, what I was doing was cooking a bunch of meals so I wouldn't have to cook at the beach, right?
That's right.
And so I made 14 meals of Salisbury steak with the real cream potatoes and green beans and all that, and was getting those ready. And I ran out of green beans, so I decided I would cook some of those little green pintos. And I put them on the back burner on the cooktop, and we were sitting there signing all those papers and initialing everything and all that, and my beans boiled over. Well, we were sitting right there in the kitchen at the table, and Mr. Bucky was there, but I was the closest one to the stove. So it boiled over, and I immediately took the pot off the burner, but some of the water boiled out. And before I sat back down, it arced. Is that what it did?
That's right.
It arced and started a fire in the kitchen. It wasn't, the flame wasn't but about like that, but it was burning the little plastic rim that's under the controls that turn the burners on and off. It was burning, and then it burned the second one because it was underneath the cooktop. And so anyway, we of course quickly got that out, and but it was still arcing, so I had to run in here and cut the breakers off for the house. And so then we finished signing all the papers and everything, and of course I was getting really, would you call me upset, because we were going to have to buy a new cooktop because we're selling the house. And but anyway, we're still going to buy a new cooktop. So that's what happened, and we got all the papers signed. I ran out to the vet's to pick up Steely, and sure enough, he was rattling, breathing, and having to breathe with his mouth open, and it was rattling, and it was a little scary, but she said, you know, he was going to be okay, but he might be doing that for a couple of days, but it was really scary. And on the way home, which only takes about 20 minutes, he kept falling asleep in the seat of the car. And at one point, I wasn't sure he was still breathing. And I was stopped at a stoplight, and I kind of reached over and wiggled him a little bit to make sure he was still breathing. It was just very scary. It really was. So I get back home, and I had my, you know, all my Salisbury steak was in my big skillet. That new one that I got 14 of those little Salisbury steaks in there with the onions and the mushrooms and all that. And I did a video on that, y'all, a couple of years ago. And had my potatoes were all cooked and everything. So the cooktop wasn't working, y'all. Right? It was no. What we ended up doing is Mr. Bucky said, "Well, go try it and see what it does." So. Were you the one that cut the breaker off, or me? I can't remember.
I think you were the one on the breaker.
Yeah. Anyway.
I was still signing.
No, because Scott had already left then.
Oh, no, but Scott was here when it happened.
Yeah, I know, but I'm talking about when I came back.
Yeah,
we were going to try it again. Anyway, he was standing in the kitchen because I was afraid. So I was going to do the breaker. So I cut the breaker on, and sure enough, it arced again between those two burners.
Popped.
And it pow, yeah, big pop. So that was pretty much the end of my cooktop, right? But we weren't sure. And so we called a repair person who, we were fortunate enough that he was able to come this morning, and he confirmed what we already knew. It was burned up. So anyway, so I went ahead and, of course, still determined we were going to the beach and just deal with the cooktop when we got back. And Steely was actually getting better by the minute once we were home. And so I went ahead getting the dinners ready and everything. And I had gotten all 14 of them ready, got the lids on them, was ready to put them in the freezer. And so I opened the freezer, and I was trying to make room for them. And 3 packets fell out of the freezer of chickpeas was 2 of the packets. I'd made homemade.
An upright freezer.
Yeah, upright freezer. It was on the second shelf, and it fell and hit the bag. If you can imagine, had the water or the juice that the peas were cooked in, and it was frozen solid. And they came barreling out. All 3 of them hit me on the foot, but one of them hit me on my big toe knuckle, I'll call it. That big knuckle at the bottom of your big toe, just perfectly the point of the bag, and I thought I had died. That's how bad it hurt. And but I quickly recovered, right? And got all the dinners in there, and then realized I was having trouble walking, and then it started hurting really, really bad.
Well, it started turning purple, too.
Yeah, it started turning, it's not so purple now, but it's still swollen. But anyway, of course, I'm the driver of the RV, and I knew good and well there was no way I could even walk on the foot, much less drive an RV. So anyway, we called them, and they allowed us to cancel and just, you know, refunded our money. And that was that. So then, as the night progressed, the foot kept hurting more and more and more. And so I finally, Mr. Bucky went in there and was searching through some old medicine, found some oxycodone, which is really Percodan, which is a good pain reliever. But but it didn't really relieve the pain, so I was up most of the night. Anyway, so we've decided, I mean, this was our vacation again, messed up. Steely is okay. Now, Peppy had a little bit of a reaction. They squirt the kennel cough vaccine up their nose, and he's got a collapsing trachea. He's had it ever since we've had him. And so he started coughing. And in fact, we couldn't start the video till he finished, but she said that would probably only last a couple of days. So we had 2 sick dogs, 1 sick mama with an injured toe. Was anything wrong with you?
Oh, well, which one did it say?
All right, I'm going to turn it around and let Mr. Bucky give his version of all of this. All right, you're on.
Well, it was just calamity after calamity, really. It was just kind of.
You can tell about. All right, let me turn it around, Sean. Y'all take a look at that. There's a hot water heater in the. There's a little closet there, and an old chimney is in that closet too. We made that into a closet to hold the hot water heater. And you see that white? There's a white trash can on top of the hot water heater. So I'll let Mr. Bucky tell you about that.
Okay, well,
All right, aside from the monsoon rain outside from the hurricane. Okay.
okay. Well, we discovered that we had a little leak in there. So we had to do something about that. So in the process of fixing that, that's why the door's open there.
So we don't forget
So
it.
we don't forget. But,
It's not leaking much, but
No.
now we know it's coming from that thing that gives air to your plumbing, goes up through the roof
right,
there.
right.
And we have not caulked around that in probably 4 or 5
Many
years.
years.
That's pretty
And
much,
so-
because it's coming down that pipe, right?
Yeah, it's not much of anything. really.
Yeah, but it's still a
it's
leak.
something. It's
Yeah.
something we discovered. I'm glad we did.
Yeah.
But this has sort of been one of those calamity after calamity type days where, what is that, everything goes wrong?
Yeah.
What is that?
Everything that could go
Principle.
wrong did.
Murphy's Law or
Oh,
something?
yeah.
Yeah. And that's sort of what we've had today and yesterday.
Yesterday.
And,
It really started the day before when I took them, and she was telling me about, the vet was telling me about Steely's little trachea problem. And we didn't know about that. And of course, he's a rescue dog, and there he is. His eyes still look a little weak. Can you look up here, Steely? Look up in the camera. And of course, there's Peppy, and he's sound asleep, but when he's awake, he's mostly coughing, huh? So anyway, so we've missed our trip to the beach.
well, I've been a nursemaid, sort of.
Yeah, you have.
And I go for, you know,
Well, I couldn't even walk.
no, you couldn't.
All right, I'm gonna take this off and show them the walker,
Okay, yeah, show us the walk.
which definitely works. Once I figured it all out. Yeah, see that? That's what we've got. So that and what I do is put my knee in the seat of it, and then kind of hop along with my foot. There's my foot. See that red there? Yeah.
Well, you
I-
learned to go in reverse, though.
Yeah, I can go in reverse. Y'all don't look at my really skinny feet. I have terribly skinny feet. And I also had on flip-flops. So right there in the middle of that toe, see how it's sticking out and it's red? And it also, the other bags hit me on the other foot. You can't really see it. But I got blue marks there and blue marks down on that second toe. But the one that's given me all the trouble is right there. It's kind of swollen a little bit. But I did look, I'm going to turn y'all back around, on the internet, and they said that you get a lot of pain if one of your toes are broken. Now, I don't think it's broken. I think it's just really bruised, because I can put a teeny bit of weight on my heel now. But I certainly couldn't drive the RV. I can't even drive the car, right? So anyway, so what do you think of all this happening at one time?
Well, like I say, it just some days, what is the old saying that Mama said there'd be days like this?
Right.
Well, This is what.
But you know what?
food hurts.
We haven't really had any bad days ever
That's
since
true.
I've been doing
That's
videos.
true.
I
That's
can't
true.
recall a single time
That's
that
true.
we've had like really bad days in 4 years almost. Yeah. So this was kind of a shock. We're used to everything working out perfectly, right?
Yeah, we are.
And
We're used
and
to it.
and it just didn't. Although we've not been able to take a trip all summer in the RV.
Well, that's true. That's
Yeah.
true. And I guess that's what would you call that?
Is it a blessing or not? We
Well,
don't know.
I don't think it's a curse, but I think it's just one of those things that seems to happen, at the wrong time.
Yeah.
And that's sort of, we've been a victim of that.
Yeah.
But now we've got some more reservations coming.
Yeah, in October, and we're
October.
gonna make it this time, right?
We're going to,
October's the best time to go
yeah,
anyway.
we're going to Myrtle Beach and Huntington Beach State Park
Yeah,
part of the time.
yeah.
Uh,
We're
so
determined, aren't we?
We're looking forward to that.
Yeah. And they've also finished with the land up in Mountain Rest. I think he called a couple of days ago and said all they were doing that day to finish up was spreading out all that mulch.
That's right.
And and we can't even go up there now.
Well, well, we do have that monsoon out there you talked
Yeah,
about.
look at all the rain.
But
Yeah.
hurricanes bearing down on us.
You're right, but the hurricane was going to be out of here by Monday,
Yeah.
and we knew we were going to be okay
That's
with
right.
that. Yeah. So anyway, all right. You got anything else to say?
No.
Pray for us. We need prayer.
Yeah.
We really do to
Yeah.
get past all of this.
I'm sure all of you had days like this, but I mean, I guess we would do. I don't know.
Oh no, I don't like to think like that we would
Okay.
do, because this has been bad.
Yeah.
Yeah. So anyway, I was thinking I was going to have, well, let me tell them about the cooktop. So I was very disappointed because I was thinking we're going to have to buy a $1,000 cooktop, and I had not, the cooktop we had was from 2005, and it's been a good cooktop, wouldn't you say? Really good. And, but anyway, they're cheaper now than they were then. Who knew, right? So, we're going to do fine on that. But and we're even thinking about ordering it over the internet.
Right.
I mean, because I can't go to the store. Could I trust you to pick out a cooktop? Probably not.
I doubt it.
But anyway, we got to measure the opening in there and make sure that the opening's not too big or too small, I guess. Anyway, yeah, the person who came and checked that cooktop out this morning is very nice.
Yes, it was.
Very nice, which is what you get out in the country, really
It
nice
was good
people.
that he could come so
Yeah,
quickly.
he came right over. But anyway, y'all, I won't be doing any videos on my cooktop anymore because it's no more. That's the way it goes. And
Now
it
you'll have
worked.
to start using some of those gadgets.
Yeah. Oh, and by the way, yeah, so even though we don't have the cooktop now, of course we've got the microwave and I can fix tea in the microwave. But I use that skillet. I think I did a little review of that skillet. Let me put y'all back up here because we're just going to keep talking.
Oh, we got all kinds of gadgets in there.
Yeah, and so let me see. I can't get y'all up there. Y'all just have to stay off the tripod. Can't get you up there. All right, so got that skillet, and it's 12-inch, I think. It works fantastic. Now, I had not been using it a lot. Used it 3 or 4 times maybe, but this time I had the whole skillet full. And my concern with that big skillet before was it's an electric skillet. It's stainless steel, and it wouldn't simmer, I thought. But when I was fixing the Salisbury steak, I guess it just had to be broke in or something. I don't know. But anyway, I wanted to mention another thing. We have never liked chickpeas. We eat them, but not often, and usually we get them canned. But this week, I just decided the chickpeas were in a different kind of wrapper at the grocery store, a different kind of bag. And I thought, well, I'm just going to try them. They probably won't be any good, but I'm going to try them. And I did it in the Instant Pot, and they turned out fantastic. We loved them. There's no comparison in fresh dried chickpeas and those in the can. None at all. I loved them.
Hard as rock.
Yeah, they were just great. And what I did was just push the button for on the Instant Pot. It says chili/beans. I just pushed that button. I think it was,
Garbanzo beans.
huh?
Garbanzo beans.
Garbanzo. Yeah, I think. I don't know how to say it. Anyway, and so I got busy doing something else when I was cooking them. I just pushed the button. So it ended up keeping them, the steam went down on its own, and it took it maybe 30 minutes, I guess, to go down. I was doing other stuff, and it made the best chickpeas I've ever tasted, didn't it? And they didn't even have a little bit of salt. And did I put olive oil in them? I don't even think I put olive oil in them. They were delicious. So we had those just in a bowl, and that was our supper one night, yeah. And the other thing, of course, I'm still learning cooking stuff on the new wave oven. So who needs the cooktop right now? So I mean, we can wait to get the cooktop.
That new wave oven, that's something else.
Yeah, Mr. But why don't you tell them about what you think
boy.
about it?
Well, let me tell y'all, if you haven't got one, you need one. Everything tastes different. Everything tastes different. I mean, everything is it's just like having the grill, our outside grill, inside.
Mm-hmm.
Except that the new wave can do a lot more than the grill can do.
Yeah, and one of the things we like best are those zucchini cooked in there.
Mm-hmm. Oh, everything that you've cooked so far.
Every single thing.
It's absolutely delicious.
Yeah.
I mean, there's just no comparison.
Yeah.
I've fallen in love with that new wave oven now.
So we need to teach you how to use it, right?
Yeah, I
Especially
guess so.
now with my foot hurt.
And it's got a lot of accessories to it too.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, and they all came with it. I didn't order those
Yeah.
separate. Because I ordered it over the internet from Walmart.
Right.
And I don't know that that's still a deal. I don't know if that was a sale I got or what. But I think I was filming the ceiling a while ago.
I can say this, I recommend it highly.
Do you?
Oh, yeah.
And that's saying a lot because you don't ever recommend anything,
look
do
at some
you?
of the things that you cooked in there. You cooked, he's growling.
He's barking at somebody outside in the rain.
Yeah, in the rain.
There's my tripod, y'all. That's a cheap
Somebody's
tripod from
walking in the
Walmart
rain
for
out there.
$15, I think. And I've used it for 4 years. It works really good. All right, well, I don't guess we have anything else to say except, we've had,
Well, you cook what kind? Steak? You cook steak?
yeah, I cooked a chuck roast the other day.
Chuck roast?
That turned out really
cooked,
super. Now, that was that grass-fed chuck roast.
Right. You cook chicken?
Yeah, we loved the chicken, and you don't even
You
like
cook
chicken.
Fish?
Oh, yeah, the salmon. That was
Oh, boy.
delicious.
Mm.
Yeah, it was
Oh, it just
delicious.
changes the taste of everything.
Yeah,
I think.
yeah.
It enhances the taste.
It really does, because they say it cooks from the inside out, is what it does, yeah.
It's just something else.
Yeah. All right, well, I appreciate your testimony on that, Bucky. All right, I'm going to turn it around. All right, I don't know how long this video is, y'all. Let me back y'all up. All right, back up. All right, so I don't know how long I'm going to be out of commission. Maybe, I figure another 3 or 4 days I'll be walking. Don't you think?
I hope so.
Yeah, I do too. I do too. Because Bucky's going to be cooking some stuff otherwise, right?
Well, yes, right.
But although we've got 14 Salisbury steak dinners in the freezer, of course you wouldn't want to have that every day. And then I don't remember what else is in there.
It's about time for some chili, and then I can cook that chili.
Yeah, I know you can cook chili. Not my favorite thing. What I was planning to do, I have a turkey breast that I was going to smoke. I'm still going to smoke it and then finish it off in the new wave oven, or either thaw it out using the new wave oven, because it'll thaw it. I don't know how much that weighs, several pounds, but anyway, I was planning to make a bunch of dinners out of that, and that's what I would have been doing today had I not messed my foot up.
Well, one thing about the new wave too is that you can take something frozen.
That's what I was talking about. Yeah, the
Just
turkey.
Completely.
Yeah. All right, y'all, we better cut this short. Anyway, that's what's going on. We probably do need prayer, right?
Yes.
Yeah, we probably do. All right, we will see y'all next time. Bye.